What's going on, everybody? How's it going today? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to another show. You know how we do. Don't forget, if you have not already, in case you forgot, click the like button for me. You know I appreciate that. That's what helps drive viewers to the stream. So if you want to have a really good one today with a lot of interaction, consider contributing to that by clicking that like button. Thank you. What's up, Sadu? Number one, I had to pin you for that. You're on a streak right now, waiting for somebody to break it. Content's great. Thank you. Speaks the truth with no fake pumping. I appreciate that, Shuba. The crypto messiah. I wish. You guys see Tesla stock today? Nope. Hoping for the same on Dogecoin. Sadu says hit like. Thank you. Runner up. Hey, what's up, Scott? My weekend was okay. Didn't really do much. Lori, oh yeah, early, absolutely. Right when the stream starts. I think this is the earliest I've seen you. Cool. What's going on? Hope everybody's doing good. Had a good Monday. I did not have a good Monday, but if you work in corporate, usually you don't enjoy Mondays. So, surprise, surprise. I mean, my Monday was okay, but it was busy as expected, so it is what it is. How's it looking today? Oh, it's looking bad. But bad is relative because bad to you could be good to me or vice versa. But usually when we say bad, we just mean good means price going up, bad means price going down. In my opinion, though, this is looking great because I want the price to go down. So if you follow me on Twitter or if you're a member of the Discord group, you'll already know what I was saying here. And that was basically what my expectations are here. Now, this has nothing to do with any kind of technical analysis based forecast. It's just my guess based off the fact that I don't genuinely, truly believe that we are going to break above 42,000 and hold above that. I never believed it before, and I'm really not believing it now. That's what I'm going to say. Any questions? Of course, I'll do a breakdown here in just a moment. Like button now. Appreciate that, Jared. What's going on, man? You're here early too. Thanks for the support, guys. Much appreciated. Oh, my camera's looking at Africa. There we go. Oh, the shirt. Let me show you early people the shirt, because why not? Not it. Not it. It's not me. Not me, guys. Different streamer. You got the wrong guy. Not it. I just made that for fun. It's not for sale or anything. It's just one for me to wear and amuse myself. What numbers do we expect to hit in the next few days? Looking to sell and buy back in. What's up, Sell? So what numbers do we expect to hit in the next few days? That's a tricky one. There's a couple things going on here. On Twitter, basically what I said was my expectations were to see the price overall trend down here, but end up doing a reversal in the form of like a head and shoulders, where basically you would have seen upshot pump and dump. Exactly. The price do this thing right here, come here, make a head, another shoulder, come back up to like 41-ish at the highest, right at this orange line. So if we just kind of draw out what I'm talking about here, man, there's too many lines up here. I'm going to get rid of these now because we're already out of that territory, and I will redraw them if we come back. That's the way to keep it clean. So we've got a high, kind of the head. We've got the top of the shoulders. And then we've got the neckline. Somewhere, I said about 38.5. But really just in this general area. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you can see right here, this is about where most of the consolidation happened. So anywhere from like 38.5 to, I mean, honestly, just in this general area, 38.5 to 4, and we're basically there, 38.5 to 39. So seeing some stoppage there, another bounce back up, hit the top of the shoulder, make the top of the shoulder, and then another rejection, maybe a little dead bounce there, and then a fall through. And that would kind of complete the head and shoulders we had. We had a run up and then shoulder, head, shoulder, fail. And it would play out that reversal pattern. That's just my, hey, what's up, Chazmandu? That's just my short-term guess. Now, guys, that forecast is based on absolutely nothing. So you guys are just asking me, what do I think is going to happen? I'm going to tell you when I'm confident something's going to happen based off technicals, social sentiment, news, and other times we could just be trying to figure out what we think is going to happen. That guess that it's going to do a head and shoulders is based off of absolutely nothing. If it happens, cool, I was right. If not, whatever. Okay, but overall, what do I think is going to happen, right? Besides the pattern, how I think it's going to play out, which is impossible to predict. The question is, what do I think is going to happen with the price regardless of how it gets there? Head and shoulders, ascending triangle, bearish pennant, who cares? My guess would be that we do continue to sell off a bit. Reason I say that is, I swear I hit vocal only. All right, let's change it. Reason being is that we had a chance here, and we could be wrong here, all right, guys? But keep in mind, this is just my opinion. It is not always based on a whole lot of information, and this one I don't have a whole lot of info on. I'm just trying to gauge off what makes sense and then what we kind of had with the technicals here. I never really thought we were going to break above this 42,551 resistance line that we had here in the first place. Everybody here that's been here for the last couple streams, last week or 2 weeks, know I've been bearish overall. Now, when I say bearish overall, that does not mean that I don't think it's impossible for the price to have a run up. Basically, what I mean by that is no matter how high up we go, I don't think we're reversing for good. So when I say that I'm still bearish overall, what I'm saying is I don't think we are clearing the highest resistance line here and getting to higher highs. I don't think we're getting out of the hole here. I don't think we're in the clear and that we're going on the next bull run. So if I don't think we're going on the bull run, that means I'm bearish, all right? Because I'm not bullish on the price action overall. Now, when will I flip bullish, you might be asking. I still think there's a lot of people that are looking for a 25K buy-in, or at least somewhere near, that are not in yet, and this could be whales or whoever, and I think that they are waiting for the price to crash. I think there's still people scared that are not willing to buy in. Now, because we watched the whale trade account on Twitter, we've seen plenty of buy-ins. We saw $8 million buy-ins. We saw $19 million shorts, longs, like we saw it all. Yet, this is how far we've gotten. Basically, to the same exact place as before with no new information. No new news, nothing to write home about. And I think that's going to discourage some people. Now, another problem here, there's a couple problems. One, the major problem, which is we don't have any good news confirmed. All we have is rumors. In my opinion, rumors are not enough to reverse us from a situation that we got into off of actual bad news. Elon Musk in China crash, right? Now we have some potential news that's unconfirmed from an unknown insider at Amazon, that Bitcoin's going to get accepted as a method of payment by the end of the year. Now, the only thing we have to back up that rumor and not just say it could be just a complete lie, the only thing we have is the fact that we know that Amazon hired someone for the crypto department. Someone that understands cryptocurrency. They hired someone. So they are getting at least informed in that area. They are planning to do something. But as far as the time frame and Bitcoin's involvement, particularly, we don't have confirmation of that. We just have a rumor from a random person. So, in my opinion, my question has always been, how in the world is that going to be a catalyst to break us free and get us back up to where we were before something actually terrible happened to Bitcoin? So something terrible that could crash the entire cryptocurrency market. Little rumor unconfirmed from somebody. That doesn't make sense. That's why I never thought we were going to break. Now, like I said, though, I am a primarily technical trader. What that means is I really don't care too much about like company fundamentals, which is why in the stock market I hated looking into fundamental analysis. But also what it means is that I'm going to buy low and I'm going to sell high. I'm going to buy breakouts on momentum and I'm going to sell up high, or I'm going to short high and then buy back in low. I am going to do whatever I need to do to ride the wave and make money off of it. So if I get proven wrong and we break above 55,551, or I'm sorry, 42,551, and we look like we're strong here, we hold as support, it looks like we're on the next bull run and I was wrong, I'm buying in and riding the wave up. I don't care what my opinion is. My opinion is just trying to give me the best insight into what is most probable, like what's going to happen next, what is most likely, so I don't get faked out, and so that I can also use that information to get a good idea of when the actual good buy-in time is going to be. And that really helps not lose money. So for example, if you know, like for a fact based off your info, that the price should not be breaking above this line because it just doesn't make sense, maybe you don't take that chance buying on the second confirmation of support here because you don't think it's going to hold. And then maybe you're right and you saved yourself a little bit of a loss. That's all I'm saying. All right. And I could still be wrong. We could see a bounce where it continues up. But the news, in my opinion, it does not make sense. It was not strong enough news to start a bull run back to 50s. It just doesn't make sense at all. If it did, I would really question the whole crypto market because we had way better catalysts over this previous 2-month period here than the Amazon rumor from an insider. Confirmed catalyst, El Salvador legal tender, acceptance at other retailers, whole lot of good stuff. And we did nothing but continue making lower lows all the way through. So this doesn't make sense. And I will forever stay bearish until something does make sense. So anyway, not surprised. Now, the thing that makes me even more bearish now and concerns me even more, and why I posted on Twitter, my guess, dipped down to about 38.5, I moved back up to about 41, doing a head and shoulders, so then it would reject, come back down here, and after that head and shoulders is played out, most likely that's a bearish reversal pattern, so you would expect it to then break down below, and I said probably down to 36. Now you can see that's also where the 200 EMA is coming up, so I could kind of say that with even more confidence that I would expect somewhere around 36, 37 to be the landing spot. And then we'd have to reevaluate from there based off how things look by the time it gets there. That's my guess. Now, why am I even more bearish than I was before? Well, here's the bad thing. In my opinion, this is actually terrible. We did break above 42,551. So we broke above the resistance here. This was the level we've been talking about for so long. Right around 45, let's just say 560 and be conservative. 42,560. We broke above it. We made a new high. This is the highest we've been since we crashed. All right, there. When we did that, we did not hold above it. When the market's bullish and it's been down in this scenario for 2 months and you see a break up to new highs, you would expect people to be like, oh, this is confirmed to be it. And then a momentum driven bullish run up where people continue buying. And the same way that on that night where like earlier in the Dogecoin days, a couple months ago, when Dogecoin like broke into from out of the teens into the 20s. Do you guys remember that? And it just went on this massive bull run, 20s, mid 20s, high 20s, 30s, 35. As it made new highs, everyone just started piling on. That's signs of a bull run. What's not signs of a bull run is getting up to the same spot, making a new high, and everyone sells and shorts, and you end up with a massive rejection candle of that high, a rejection of the price. No attempt to even consider holding, an instant rejection followed by a severe sell-off. When you get that, that's usually not a good sign. So that's why I'm even more bearish than I already was, because now we got some confirmation that we don't actually want to be there. People are ready to take profit there, not buy more. Now, what will happen the next time we get up there, to be determined, but that's not a good start. Don't forget, guys, hit that like button if you appreciate the content. Thank you. Let's see. Jared Rodriguez says Ethereum has been pumping. Yes, Ethereum has been pumping. Let's see. How do we break 42,500? I think we really need to just get the crash out of the way first. And that's why I really dislike, and thank you, we're at 11 now, appreciate that. That's why I really dislike hype moves, hype-driven moves. This rumor was hype. It created a lot of hype, and the hype was not enough to break us free. So all it did was set back, delay the inevitable. If we're still, like, if people aren't convinced that that was enough to make us break out, all we did was delay the move out. If we had just gotten a dip down to 25,000, everyone got all the selling out of their system, all the negativity, and they thought, okay, we hit the bottom, everyone would switch to being bullish because they're like, all right, it's probably not going lower than that, and everybody would be buyers for the most part. Obviously, you always will have bears, but those bears are still here, and we have not flushed them out. So that creates a scenario where now you're doing this move off hype, and if the hype does not work, then you have to go take all the time to, you know how Bitcoin does it really slow too, all the time it needs to sell back off to where it's going to sell off, and that could be days, that could be weeks. And then once we actually hit the bottom, then we can consider bouncing. So hype moves that don't work are just delays, and it's really annoying. And for example, when was that previously? Here you go. Here's a hype move. Elon Musk says once Bitcoin hits 50% or more clean mining energy with a positive trajectory beyond 50% as well, we will take Bitcoin back. Ooh, positive news, hype. But it wasn't actual confirmation of anything. It was just hype. Hype news. We got up to about 42,000, and when we failed, what happened? Then we just kind of were delaying the inevitable here because everyone was still at this point thinking 25,000. Once they saw this, they're like, oh, if we go lower, we're probably going to go to 25. Then our day got saved, but it wasn't enough. And when people realized, oh, it's not happening, we took, how long was this? 615 to 622. A whole week of time wasted as we just sold off and made a new low. And then after that, what happened? A slow bounce up and curled back down, and we were looking like we wanted to finally go down to 25. Nope, saved. Hype again. So now what's going to happen? Up, not enough. Ah, man, another slow sell-off. And, it's just delaying the inevitable recovery. So that's why I can't stand hype, especially at, like, the wrong time. Hype is good when it's in a bullish market. So if we had already hit 25K and everyone got that out of their system, and then the bounce started to happen, and then, from 25, we hit like 35, 40, and then we got some hype news, that could be enough to spark the bull run. But we have not done the flush step yet, which is necessary. Get rid of the bears. Get everybody that's skeptical in. As you said last week, if Bitcoin goes down again, we will see Doge around low teens. Yep. Then Doge will never recover. I don't think Doge will never recover. I just say if we end up seeing Dogecoin in the single digits, then the question should be what's going wrong in the crypto, because that means Bitcoin is going to have had to probably crash, go back up again, and then crash again, because we know at this point the general market is bearish. They're not convinced that Bitcoin's going to break through this level. They're not convinced we're at the reversal point yet. So though you're seeing the market leader's price move, you're not seeing the altcoin's price follow. And that's kind of your confirmation of how everybody's feeling. So if that means if each time the price goes up with Bitcoin, or doesn't go up with Bitcoin, but then follows it down, the more this happens, the lower Dogecoin gets, and the lower it gets, and the lower it gets, and it just keeps adding up. Last time Bitcoin was here, Dogecoin was about 36 cents. Keep that in mind. Now Dogecoin is barely above 19 cents at the same price level on Bitcoin. It keeps losing its momentum. And that's not just Dogecoin. That goes for the other altcoins as well. But Doge is a coin that has the fewest actual standalone catalysts and use cases. So it makes it harder for a coin like Dogecoin to survive, because fundamentally Dogecoin doesn't do what a lot of these other coins do. It doesn't just increase in value over time because it exists and improvements keep getting like updated and put out in a scheduled timeline and everyone understands the value. Dogecoin isn't an Ethereum, a Cardano, a Chainlink, anything like that, an AMP, Matic. Dogecoin is just a coin that we like. It does nothing else besides store value. And as a store of value, people don't even find it to be valuable because they think that too many coins are being produced. So people aren't even convinced that it's good at that quite yet. As I said last week, if Bitcoin goes down again, we'll see Doge. Oh yeah, I read that one. How is it Doge was created in a day, but this update they have been talking about for months is taking so long? Yeah, well, they basically copied, I think they say Bitcoin's code. They like kind of copied and pasted it and changed like the names around and did a very few tweaks to the actual coding to create Dogecoin. But now they're talking about like an update with actual, like Dogecoin's actually popular now. So they're changing an existing widespread popular coin, changing fundamentals, and now you have to deal with the blockchain history and making sure everything's preserved, nothing breaks, people's money isn't messed up, where when you're starting from scratch, that's not quite the case. But yeah, it's still a great question, Travis. Like, why is it taking so long? Hey, Rick, what's going on? Hoping that I'll talk about ETH. You got in at 2,300. Sorry. Oh, God. Do I predict a dip prior to the 8.4 upgrade? The thing with Ethereum is, and to answer your question, I don't think a dip is off the table because obviously Ethereum is still an altcoin, and though it is second place in the market, it still does respect Bitcoin's price movement. So generally, when Bitcoin goes up, it goes up, and when Bitcoin goes down, it goes down. But the thing is, now we have a strong catalyst for Ethereum that's causing it to kind of do its own thing. And that's why a lot of you know when Dogecoin isn't being very volatile, but I see that Bitcoin's making larger moves or Ethereum's making larger moves, I like to do like an options play. And usually you can only trade options in Bitcoin or Doge or Ethereum, depending on what platform you use. So at the moment, most of my scalping account is not in Doge, it's in Ethereum. And that's kind of convenient because that means when I close an option position and I get my position size back in Ethereum, I don't necessarily need to swap it out because Ethereum's actually doing better than Bitcoin and Dogecoin due to this catalyst. So I guess what I would say to everybody here is, regardless of what happens on Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and Ethereum overall over this next week, if you have any interest in diversifying short term, I would say that Ethereum is probably the better place to store your coin, like your capital, at least for this next week, and then just see what happens. The reason I say that is because the other coins, they don't really have anything great going for them at this particular moment. Bitcoin is starting to sell off as people are getting a little panicked because we didn't break 42. Dogecoin is just following Bitcoin's lead with no other catalyst. And Dogecoin too, the events have already passed. So the hype run up we had for the B word event and then for the thing with Vitalik, that's already done. So what's next? Nothing short term. And then maybe Dogepalooza, but I don't think that'll do much. And then what else? Then we have Ethereum. So Ethereum is going to do the same thing as Dogecoin would, but at least Ethereum has good news and a catalyst that will be kind of fulfilled in 2 days. And then that could spark a little bit of divergence, like continued divergence in price between Ethereum and Bitcoin. So in my opinion, of the three, Ethereum is the most bullish. Now, obviously, if Dogecoin gets some kind of crazy announcement within the next 3 days to a week, then I would most likely just switch back to Doge because Doge has more potential for volatility, but Ethereum has good news now. So it's most likely going to perform the best as of this moment. And so my capital is in Ethereum, basically is what I'm saying. Now, I will be switching back to Dogecoin. Don't worry about that. But as of now, the market's kind of stale, looking like it wants to sell off. So if I want to preserve the most money I can, or even potentially see a run up, it's not, the best option's not going to be Doge or Bitcoin right now. It's going to be Ethereum. And that's because of the update. So the EIP 1559 update, in case a lot of you don't know, that basically what Lori mentioned there is it is going to be dropped on August 4th. It's already kind of programmed in, so on a specific block, that's when the changeover happens and the new rules go into play. And that update is going to significantly change things for Ethereum, but one of the main things is it's going to kind of reduce gas fees. So those annoying transaction fees that I've been complaining about so much, it's going to drop those significantly. That's going to make the Ethereum network way more usable. Right now, it's pretty rough. It's going to standardize payments to the miners, and that could be pay cuts for them, but who cares? It's not about the miners. I mean, it is keeping them happy, so we have them, but it's about the people, not making the people that have computers to secure the network rich, right? It's not the purpose of crypto. So it's going to help us out, and it's going to increase the value of Ethereum because they're also going to be burning some token over time with transactions. So there's even potential, people are saying it's going to be potentially deflationary with enough yeah, exactly, Jared. Potentially deflationary with enough use if the demand becomes high enough. Oh, check that out. Let's see what's happening on Bitcoin. Oh, cool. So we did get a bounce, and yeah, let's see where this ends up. Anyway, with enough demand, it could potentially become deflationary, or at least, to the point somewhere near Bitcoin. That's what people are saying. It could become deflationary almost to the same rate as Bitcoin, which could be huge. So not only do we have these catalysts, but then we also have deflationary token, and all Bitcoin is a deflationary token with no utility. I don't know. I'm just saying that's pretty big. And that's really giving Ethereum this little edge to where it could one day people find just having an ETH token more valuable than having a Bitcoin. I'm not saying a timeline on that, but it is possible. People are saying it's possible. And so let's see. Is there anything I can... I've been holding my funds in ETH. I took cash earlier today and bought back in. Awesome. Yeah, ETH, in my opinion, you guys know I love Dogecoin. This channel is all about Doge at this point, the streams, everything. But it's about overall just making money. And if there's no play to be had in Doge, I'm going to look for the play to be had. And I am still holding Dogecoin on my holding accounts that I'm not selling, as I've said. But for my scalping ones, the goal there is to find money-making opportunities. And right now, it is not in Dogecoin. So, not today. It is in Ethereum. And the nice thing about Ethereum too is that it's just inherently more stable because of the market cap and the size, and so it's a less risky investment, honestly, if that's what you're into. We still look strong at 39. Yeah, we're going to. I'm expecting a strong bounce here. So if you follow me on Twitter, you heard what my prediction was. It was that we were going to fall down to 39.8 again. I mean 38.5ish. Right about where the first drop was, potentially bounce back up, head back to maybe at the highest 41. That would be healthy to do, so that we end up with a head and shoulders, fall back down, and then probably crash back down to about 35. Would make sense. Or maybe even 36.5. 36.5 is kind of the first stop, 36.5 to 37, and then the next stop would be somewhere around 35,000. Very, very probable. It's likely. Now, what could happen too is we get up here and we hold above and we start trying to mess around with this again. That's another possibility, but I'm just kind of taking a shot in the dark here because what else can you do without any kind of information? As I said, all good news did nothing, and Amazon news was fake, and you believe it will go down again. Then why do you believe Bitcoin 100K and Doge $1 this year? The reason I believe that it's still possible is because the crypto market moves very quickly, and all you need, we don't know what day the announcement's coming. We don't know. We know these things are soon. We know they're going to happen soon. So, I mean, we have 4 more months here before the year is over. That is enough time to get the one announcement from Elon Musk that we need to recover the market, and then we can be back on track. So Amazon rumor aside, Bitcoin positive news from Elon, confirmation that they're being taken back as payment, hypothetically should get us back up to where we came from. And Bitcoin was already on a trajectory toward 100K. That was everyone's prediction already, if you just look at kind of the Bitcoin forecast. So it's not impossible, but it obviously would have to move really quick after, because time's getting reduced here. Now we only have 4 months. When we started streaming, it was like in the end of April, very early May. So instead of having like 7-8 months, now we just have like 4 months. So time is getting reduced, but whether or not we hit 100K, I don't really care about that. But what I care about is that we get back to 60,000-ish, which will pull Dogecoin back up to, like, let's just say conservatively 50-ish cents, right? And then all Dogecoin needs is the catalyst for Tesla as well, which we know Elon Musk has already entertained and is probably still working on. So, because he still likes Doge, as he stated and makes very clear. So it is still very possible, but time is running out. But that's just my guess based off what makes sense. But I don't care if Dogecoin hits $1 by the end of this year. Basically what we're saying here is that it can potentially hit $1 very soon. I'm not going to give a December 31st deadline on that guess. It could be January 15th. But very soon is kind of the point. If that makes sense. Let's see. We can pump in 20 minutes. Everyone get ready. I would love that. Bitcoin looks like cup and handle on the 4 hour. I mean, yeah. If you look at it that way, that's just not typically how they end up working out, but it could be. Could be. If anything, I would have hoped that this would have been the handle, which maybe some people saw it as, and then this breakout should have been the breakout, not just this little move and then another pullback, because now you have a weird... The handle's supposed to be, the cup is supposed to come back up to about the same high, then do its pullback to a support level, and then break out. This scenario right here made things awkward. We'll see. I would like to buy crypto and put it in a wallet for my son. He's 4 years old. Awesome. And then give him the keys to the wallet when he turns 18. What coin would I buy for the highest long-term return? Absolutely Ethereum. Absolutely Ethereum. Without a doubt, Ethereum. I say that because Ethereum just has the most potential. I think everyone can agree that it has the highest percentage chance of giving you like exponential gains over time. Now, Bitcoin is like, and yeah, there's just going to be a little bit of risk with the Ethereum one. If you really just wanted to play it safe, you could do Bitcoin. You could, but I think it would be like a better future-proofed investment to do something like Ethereum. The only problem is, as time goes on, Ethereum is going to have more and more competition. So then the question is, by the time your son turns, 18, is Ethereum still the number one cryptocurrency network? I don't know. And then so maybe compare that to by the time your son turns 18, is Bitcoin still the leading store of value? That could be a little more probable, because is there really any other coin trying to be a Bitcoin? Dogecoin's trying to do something similar, but minus the hold it like, the store of value like gold with the limited supply and everything. Dogecoin's also a store of value, but it's not meant to be just be held and go up over time like that. It's different. So definitely between Doge and Ethereum, but I would say Ethereum it's just more of a future-proofed investment. Most people are saying they strongly believe in Ethereum. They think it'll pass Bitcoin over time. I know that's a bit ambitious, but especially with this EIP 1559 upgrade, that's going to make it more deflationary. I think that's really going to start making the price go up. And it's got a long future ahead of it. And then ETH 2 next year is going to bump the price even more. We could be at like ETH 10 to 15,000 by early next year. You know, I'm talking first quarter next year, 2022. And then who knows where it runs from there. It's going to have such a big lead. So yeah, definitely I would say Ethereum first, second Bitcoin. Doge has limits at this time, so it would not be, if you're talking like a 15-year investment, I'm not going to say Dogecoin. Yep, exactly, Jared. I've been holding my funds in ETH. Oh yeah, I read that one. Awesome. Hey, what's going on, Byron? Wearing the Doge shirt and sand fry. Nice. Hope you're liking it, man. Thank you for supporting the store. I've been getting some good reviews too, so that's awesome. Thanks, guys. Count Billion says, is Doge going to crash again? Possibly. Would not be surprised. ETH is connected to almost all the coins together. Yeah, exactly. ETH is huge. Agree with ETH, most potential for long-term gains. Question is when to get in. Are we going to see 1700 levels again? I don't think we are. I don't, because it's already starting to get catalysts that are beginning to be fulfilled. So everyone knew there were just like two major catalysts for Ethereum, and this is obviously oversimplifying it, but catalyst 1 is like or 0.5. Catalyst 0.5 is EIP 1559. Catalyst 2 is ETH2, or the full catalyst is ETH2. Now we have EIP 1559 coming in 2 days, and we've got ETH2 sometime rumored for sometime early next year. The time frames between that are really close. I expect for the next 2 days running up to that, Ethereum is going to outclass Bitcoin and Dogecoin performance, just as it is right now. Because, for example, Bitcoin today down 1.3%. Doge today down 0.5%. So doing a little better than Bitcoin, but nothing to write home about at all. Ethereum is up 2.10%. So Ethereum is doing its own thing right now. Ethereum is absolutely 100% doing its own thing. And that's because it actually has good news and catalysts, unlike the other two right now. So I feel like, especially if over the next couple days and weeks, that update really starts to snowball Ethereum price, I just don't think I don't think that we see 1700 again. Because even if Bitcoin does go back down to like 25 or something, Ethereum's going to have gained so much ground already that on the way back down to the same previous price level here on Bitcoin, Ethereum's going to be bumped up a bit higher. So maybe we could see something like a 2000, but I wouldn't feel bad about being in Ethereum right now. I don't think it matters, because you come back in like 5-6 months, Ethereum's probably going to be like $5,000. So, or that's minimum. My guess would be like double that. So yeah, I don't think now is a bad time to get in. In fact, I would think now is probably one of the better times to get in. Before the update goes live, we don't know what's going to happen after. And Ethereum, we know, is just a solid investment overall. So even if we're wrong and we're like buying the top and it's going to dip on the 4th or something as the news sell off or whatever, it's going to go back up pretty substantially. So it doesn't really matter. Great shirts, nice, and softwares. Great. Thank you. Appreciate that, man. Glad you're enjoying it, Rick. Glad to hear it. Just got them 5 minutes ago. Awesome. Awesome. Glad you guys are liking that. Yeah, I just got Josiah, who watches the streams too. He got some shirts and was just like asking if he could leave a review. He was excited. Said they were really nice too. So awesome. Glad to hear it. Stankus says, I don't know if we ever get back to 25. 28 looks like a pretty strong level. If we crash, just hope it's in the mid-30s before we head up. Yeah, I understand that. I feel you. ETH, I would love a 2 or 3x. Yeah, me too. Me too. And this is kind of just going to be my play for now, because I've reduced my position size, holding on to, like, you know, having $10,000-$15,000 in Dogecoin when I could be using that money for something else, and I know Doge isn't really moving yet. You know, it's kind of the same as holding that money in cash. Like, it should be doing something for you at some point, not just sitting there stale. So anyway, I needed it anyway, because you guys know about my car situation. So I did take some of it out, And since I'm trading with a much smaller position size now, just by choice, because I by now probably could have replenished most of it, I'm just playing a bit smarter and a bit riskier at the same time. So smaller position size, kind of leveraging that with options on Ethereum. But what that means is that I only take a position when something very obvious is about to occur. And what that does is it forces me to trade smarter, because if I don't trade smart, I just lose that money because the option expires worthless. So, and then you guys get feedback based off me being forced to trade smarter. So that works out for everybody. So now I'm being more cautious. Bear Elliott, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Larry Stone says, I'm back. Good evening, sir. Welcome back. But yeah, Ethereum's looking great. Yeah, looking really good. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, let me just, let's see. I want to give some info on Win Honda. Hopefully soon, if that's what you're trying to get with your moon money. I'm trying to see. I want to read something on EIP for y'all. Yeah, I responded to Angel. Basically, I said Ethereum, just so. Ethereum by far, and then second place on that would be Bitcoin. But yeah, Ethereum's definitely got the most potential right now. I think Bitcoin's going to increase at a steady rate, and it's pretty predictable, but Ethereum's value, if it can stay in the key thing is, and this is what makes it risky, if it can keep its lead. In the same way that I say Dogecoin's only going to be successful if it can keep its lead and stays ahead of the game. If Ethereum can manage to keep its lead, like Ethereum's, I think, can pass Bitcoin's market cap value. I think it can multiply in price faster than Bitcoin can. Let's see. So it says how EIP, and this is the update to Ethereum that's coming in 2 days. No, John, I missed it. I kind of overslept that day, and I did not get to sign up for the can, so I'm very upset. But if they do open that up, I'll absolutely buy one, just like I did with the Doge beans that I have sitting back there. And it will be a nice souvenir that I'll probably wear once and then put on the shelf with my other Dogecoin collectibles. How EIP 1559 can affect Ethereum's price. 1559 will likely have significant impact on Ethereum's price, especially in the long term. And I'll zoom in a bit for anybody that can't see this. In short term, investors may buy up more Ether in anticipation of the change. So that's where you start seeing this run up that we're having right now, leaving room for competitors to spring up and succeed. EIP 1559 will help users avoid overpaying for transactions, which is huge to us because right now it's brutal, and could lower fees overall to some degree. Users who were driven away from Ethereum to its competitors might return in droves after EIP 1559, and then especially after E2, which we could have figured. More users translates to more people buying ETH for transaction fees, in other cases resulting in then another rise in price. And then what is EIP 1559 going to do? The new fee model will burn a significant portion of the amount that miners currently receive from transaction fees. Before the update, Ethereum is inflationary because the supply increases every time a block is mined. After the update, Ethereum can be either inflationary or deflationary depending on fee prices and network utilization. If the utilization is high and users aren't including large tips for miners, more ETH will be burned than mined, decreasing the total supply of the coin. So, and then it says this circumstance is positive for anyone holding ETH because it should drive its value up. However, you should be aware of borrowing ETH when it is deflationary for the same reason. Yeah. So that's going to be great. One of the main things is it's going to kind of regulate the transaction fees. It's going to make sure that we're getting a more standardized rate for transactions, which are just unreasonably high transaction fees, sometimes up to like $50, $60, $70 to complete a transaction on max network congestion right now, which is absurd. It's going to standardize the fee and let you tip the miners to kind of prioritize your transaction if you want. So it kind of gives you a choice. And that's similar to the way on Coinbase you can actually pick like what priority you want your transaction to be kind of processed in, and it'll let you select other options. If you hit the little gear icon, you can pick like a low priority queue. And then it says on top of that, if network utilization's high, more ETH will be burned than mined, and that will decrease the total supply of the coin. So it will actually have a reduced supply of coin in circulation over time as long as demand stays high. So that's going to be crazy. It may not lower transaction fees across the board, but it will make them more predictable. That's what's important. Transactions will be more user-friendly. Yeah, so this is great. Yeah, miners might be getting less money. Who cares? And it'll launch August 4th. So, checking coin market cap here. We can just kind of confirm Bitcoin's up 1.5, Ethereum's up 4, Binance Coin's up about 5, Dogecoin's up about 1, XRP barely up, Cardano same as Doge. Yep, Ethereum's by far doing the best, up about 4%. Uniswap's doing good, up about 6. Ethereum Classic still doing its thing here. Respect. Has SHIB fallen further? Yes, it has fallen one more spot. It was in 45th, and now it's in 46th. And it's in struggle mode. Thanks for that ETH insight. Yeah, no problem. All right, guys. So I'm going to get to the point of wrapping up here. So yeah, basically my thoughts here. Ethereum's going to kind of continue to, even if Bitcoin starts tanking and kind of starts pulling Ethereum down with it, Ethereum is going to be the strongest of the three with these current circumstances, which is no good potential, no great catalyst for Bitcoin, no great catalyst for Dogecoin, but a great catalyst for Ethereum. So that's just naturally going to give Ethereum the strength to do the best. So right now, my capital is in Ethereum, not in Dogecoin. If you want to ride that wave, feel free to give it a try, but always know there's a chance, of course, there's always the chance, while your money is not in Doge, whether you're waiting for an entry or you moved it somewhere else, at any moment, and we never know when it's going to happen, Elon Musk could do something that makes the price spike, whether that's give a major announcement or do something hypish that just makes Dogecoin bump $1 or $2, cents. And so just, you have to be okay with taking the risk. So don't follow my advice and then miss out and get mad at me. All right, make that decision for yourself and weigh that risk. My expectations on Bitcoin, I really genuinely don't think we're going to break above here, which makes me not want to go long at all. I don't care if we do come back up to 42. I have no interest in entering, even though we are technically out of support. I'm just not going to enter. My conditions are, if we break out and we look strong and are confirming that, all right, well, we are going to be on a bull run here, then I'll make an entry. And yes, I'll have missed 1-2 cents on Dogecoin, but I don't care, because 20 to 22 cents means nothing when then you're going to go from 22 to like 55 cents. I don't care about that. But overall, not feeling confident in this here, so I'm not going to buy into this. And instead, I'm just going to wait. I expect that we probably will bounce here a bit and maybe just play out the head and shoulder scenario. Maybe I'll short here if it looks bad and just see what happens. Or maybe we don't even bounce and we just kind of sell off to 36,000. Either way, I do think we're going to end up tomorrow or the day after somewhere around 36.5 grand on Bitcoin, which will put us right around here. It's not unreasonable. This is just kind of the next low down, the next pullback. That will be right about where the 200 EMA sits as well, providing that second layer of support. That makes it more likely that we don't just dump. We'll probably at least do a bounce, and then we'll be here to talk about that then. Yeah, I understand, Snakist. Maybe ETH Classic is doing good because people want to buy ETH and think it's the same. Yeah, maybe so. Altcoins move with Bitcoin because they actually hold Bitcoin and Ethereum as assets. I have been out of Doge for weeks. Really, have you? Yeah, I understand. I've been out of Doge for probably about 2 weeks as well. But yeah, there's no reason to panic sell. That's not what I'm saying. But if you want to transfer over to something, you said we have the one day EMA. Yeah, that's good too. So we've already bounced off this as support. So we're doing our job. You know, we bounced off the 200 EMA on the 1 day and off the 38.5 level. So we're doing our job. But then if we get back down here, we might then disrespect that level and head down to the next one, which is going to be on the 4 hour. So we'll see. But yeah, there's no reason to panic sell per se, unless you're in at like 21 cents and you just kind of want out. I wouldn't say necessarily just sell your Dogecoin. You can if you don't believe in it, like I don't believe in it. That's fine. But 20 cents isn't really that bad overall anyway. You just might have to do a longer term hold. But I would say if you want to not just be holding Doge for no reason and you'd rather move into something you think has a little more potential, there's nothing wrong with switching over to ETH, giving it a couple days, see what happens. If you don't like it, you could always switch it back. There's no harm in that either. You don't always have to hold Dogecoin. Nobody is. Few people are, should I say. And even those that primarily do hold Dogecoin, they diversify as well with some of their other money. So feel free to give everything a try, you know? But I do think that, you know, it's pretty clear Ethereum has the most potential over the next couple of days. So that's where I'm going to put my capital, so I can see something positive happen with it. And then if that starts to fizzle out or die off and it looks like we're not going to just keep going, you know, we don't pass 2,800 or past 3,000 or anything like that, and we start following Bitcoin and Dogecoin more again, I'll probably just swap it back to Doge. But yeah, nothing wrong with switching either. Nothing wrong with jumping out and swapping. But yeah, that's going to be it, guys. Don't forget, follow me on Twitter if you don't already. If you want updates between streams, it's at 2020 Tech Reviews. There is a link in the description if you want to find it faster. This is where I'm active in between streams if you want opinions on what's going to happen next. That's usually where I'm talking. But primarily where I'm talking is in the Discord group, the members-only Discord group. So if you want to be a part of that, after you click subscribe, of course, check the join button next to that subscribe button. If you join that, you will get a link to the group. That's how you get in. Either way, check out the store if you haven't. Links at the top of the description. Appreciate the support, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow in the next live stream. Have a good evening, guys.